Welcome once again to the Thinking Man's Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to get very close up to the mic so I can be loud as fuck. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Rusty fucking Diamond, and I'm here with
Gee, yeah, that's me. Man, it's
fucking
been a
right,
couple weeks.
man. What?
A couple of weeks.
You're full of weed?
No, a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, man. I've been reading the Bible to underprivileged kids for the last couple weeks in
That's
Africa.
fucking creepy. Did you get monkeypox?
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
yeah, I made sure I passed it around.
Oh, well, there's only one way to do that, apparently. That's with
Yeah.
gay sex.
Oh, okay. Well, good. So then that's how it
Then,
happened.
uh, I won't even go down that route. I've already gone down a crazy route my weekend or my week so far.
Oh,
So
yeah?
fucking yeah, dude. I'm
What's
gonna
going
start
on?
closing out some of my social media accounts. That's all I'm
You
saying.
are?
Oh yeah.
Why is that?
We'll talk later.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
talk
All
later.
right. I feel you, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
I
Yeah,
think that
social
we're
media's a
we're knowing
motherfucker.
too much about each other nowadays. I'll just put it this way: we all grew up without this shit. No one knew what went on in other people's lives so much. Like yeah, we all hang out. We all got families. We all go shopping for groceries. We all get gas. But like, you don't need to know people's personal things. And like, we're going deeper and deeper into that. And I don't want to know about people's personal shit. And I'm just good. And there's more into it, way more than that, but that's just one of the issues I'm good on. Oh,
So,
my hair.
yeah. So then what do we got going? Like,
What do we got
because I don't know, I don't want to
going?
fucking, I don't care. Like, I fucking unfollowed pretty much everyone, and I tell people that, and they're probably pissed off and offended, even more than people who get offended. But I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I'll talk to whoever, and if they want to tell me what the fuck's up with their life, they can tell me. But I don't want to be like reading like, oh, Timmy was out fucking taking pictures of his food.
Yeah,
It was
and,
yummy.
and it's nothing like jealousy or anything like that. It's just I don't know. Rather have the person tell me in person what they've been up to. You know what I mean? Start a
Absolutely.
conversation in real life.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's
gone.
horrible.
It's too scary for people to have real conversation anymore.
And I'm not pulling off of social media entirely. I'll be there, but I'm gonna be there behind the things that I do. Like, obviously with Threadheads or the podcasts and stuff, like I'm just done being personal with people on there. Like people just fucking take advantage of shit and I'm good. That's where I'm at.
Real fucking easy to do that, man. It's real fucking easy for people to just
Oh yeah.
get too wrapped into this and think it's real life, man. It's
Yeah.
sort of real life, but it's your online avatar persona bullshit. I don't know.
Mine went black today. I'll just put it that way. I'm done.
So, I saw that. I was like, oh, cool. Fucking G's into BLM, the Bureau of Land Management now. So,
Yeah, no, I'm just done. And I haven't changed it since COVID, obviously. I tried to stay obviously in COVID all at once there. Because I had the toilet paper kids up on my Facebook. So that's how long it's been.
well, hey, dude's here, so I'm gonna bring him on in. Bring
Cool,
him
cool.
on in. We motherfucking Princess Deathwish up in this bitch. Oh, I don't know what I did. I think I lost.
You muted yourself. And he's doing his thing. I'm going to sit here and breathe heavy for some ASMR.
Please do. Please keep breathing heavy for the
Oh,
ASMR.
This is called the asthma ASMR. Allergies and asthma. Welcome.
Yo, what's up? How you doing, buddy? We got him connecting. There we go. We got you.
Yeah, do you got me? Can you hear me?
I think so.
Yes,
Awesome.
I can.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, let's introduce. This is G. Oh, I need to go the other way. This is G over here, and this is Princess Deathwish down here. So, boom, boom,
We got
Hey,
it.
dude. Fucking
you had
yeah.
me right the first time on my screen when
No
you're pointing
shit.
like all different ways and shit.
So because usually I have like a whole setup, I have a microphone, I have everything. Usually I would be able to see kind of what you're seeing. I'm moving though, so I am now on a phone.
You know what? The phone isn't that bad. I don't know,
I'm on the
man. The
phone.
whole microphone setup is good, but the phones seem to work pretty well for everyone that's done it so far. And I feel
Yeah,
like a fucking mark going and buying all this equipment when I can just use my fucking phone and it'll look and sound better. But
I would I would
what can you do?
prefer I honestly prefer having my microphone and stuff, but it is what it is right now.
Yeah, you'll get it back soon enough, man. And then yeah, I don't know, man. I'm worried about fucking moving my shit again. Like it's such a pain in the ass setting up all this shit. Um, I wish I was fucking all digital, but like 90% of my shit's analog. So I have boxes and totes of cords and shit I gotta set up every time I move. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll have it ready and make it easy to do it, but it doesn't happen. So yeah. So once I get it, I figure I don't want to move again for years and years until I go digital, which probably won't happen, but what the fuck? So yeah, dude. So yeah, so Princess Deathwish, out out all the time, fucking all over the goddamn world, man. Doing it, going big, man. Worldwide fucking star here.
I wouldn't say worldwide. I've only been on
Well,
this continent.
on this continent, but I mean, you've gone to other countries, so that makes you worldwide. You
International, baby.
you work down in Mexico.
Hmm.
Am I correct on that one, or you're
Yeah,
about to?
in the Tijuana, Mexicali area. Yeah.
How did that go? How do you like that? How do you like down south of the border?
So it's very interesting because I understand Spanish. Like I am I used to be fluent in it, but I understand Spanish perfectly. Like no one needs a translator to tell me what you're saying. However, that doesn't make me capable of speaking the language correctly back. So no one knew what the fuck I was saying. I knew what they were saying, but like no one. So there was a big language barrier, which kind of made it a little rough. But besides that, it was good times. There was a bunch of Americans there, so I wasn't like left out or anything. A bunch of SoCal wrestlers were there. It's actually where I met Mariah Moreno. It was a good time.
So then with that, so I mean, so when you're down there, are you what is it, a Rudo or a what I forgot what the other
When I was down there, they put me in a mask and I was kind of just a body in a six pack match.
okay.
They didn't, I didn't really, they didn't really distinguish it. Um, I have video of it still, but I can't even remember if I was a good guy or a bad guy. I just remember being a piece to this six-person puzzle.
Which is usually I mean, yeah, those 6-person matches where it's I don't know, it's usually you gotta be fucking on it or else it just
You got to
becomes
be
a
on top of
clusterfuck
it. You
real
got to
quick.
know you got to know what you're doing in and out, and it's it was hard enough with the language barrier. I don't think the match was that bad though. I do
Yeah.
remember it being elimination, which made it a whole lot easier. Um, but I do plan on going back here soon. So hopefully I can get that scheduled. It's been scheduled, unscheduled. It's been nuts.
So would you be going under your not under a mask this time? Or
I would
you
prefer
whatever
not to.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
prefer not to go in a mask. I would appreciate that. So, I generally like my creative control. If you couldn't tell, I'm very big on being able to do what I want, and that would be something I want to take off the table. I don't like wearing masks. I just don't.
I
Um,
don't either, man. That shit
would just
sucks, man.
prefer.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I give all the credit to anyone who wears a mask all the time, especially like in Mexico where people wear their masks like all the time, like on the way to the fucking place until they're
Right.
home, wear it in the shower. Like,
Yeah, and I've been doing a lot more lucha shows in general in the States. And yeah, no, they're very dedicated to wearing the mask, even here. And I couldn't do it. I can't handle that life. So
no, yeah, I mean, it's good just being able to walk out there and not have to worry about, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they know who you are when you walk out without having to wear a mask. But I mean, the cool thing about a mask is you don't always have to be there if you don't want
well,
to. I mean,
funny enough, at Relentless, they don't even know my face. Legit, as soon as I poked my hand out, I had a chorus of boos before I even went through the curtain, which I love because at that point they recognize the aura or some shit.
yeah, that's what I used to do with my dick.
Whoa.
Jesus.
So, yep, I just stick
Oh,
it through, and that was how I'd come out. Just like that would be it. And it's like, oh, here comes Rusty. So I mean, it's good to have that. Like when I mean, if you don't have them at
oh
the
shit.
beginning, like before you come out the curtain or right when you come out the curtain, you're gonna be working uphill all the way trying to get the crowd back and try to get them on your side
Yeah, and
or however against you or whatever.
it's not very often where I don't have the crowd. It's very
Yeah.
rare, but it is very demoralizing when I don't, and that happens still, just not often. But generally, even if there's 10 people there, or the 300 that we were in front of, or whatever, generally I will always do my best to make sure that every single person in that room is not quiet.
Yeah. And I mean, now that you have the headset and
Oh,
shit, I mean like
the headset is probably one of my new favorite things, and I can't wait to mess with it more. I definitely want to do more with it. I'm telling everyone about it. Hey, I got this wireless headset. Just letting you know. If you have the equipment for me to set it up, I'd like to use it.
is there a way I mean, so to just make it like a without having to plug into something, or is it just you have to have it plugged into
There's two pieces to the wireless microphone. One plugs into the actual sound system. It
uh
has an antenna, and there's the part that connects to me, and it's wireless. So as long as there's a good connection there, which generally there was when I wrestled Jay with it, it worked just fine. At Blue Collar Wrestling, it worked during intermission because we couldn't figure it out during the match. So it works, but it still needs to have two pieces, and both pieces need to be charged. I found out. So
Whoa. Well, yeah, and I mean, because you're gonna have to be able to do it unless I mean, if it's a place you've gone for the first time, and usually the person who's doing sound usually changes, and so I mean, you have to be able to explain that to everyone, and but I mean, once you have it in there, you're fucking set, and you can just
I mean,
go.
yeah, we'll definitely be figuring it out. I don't have a free weekend until mid-October. So
Oh
I'm
shit!
going to be dedicated to trying to get that wireless microphone out with me every single weekend. I have at least one show every weekend until October.
What do you have going this weekend?
I'm supposed to be going to Arizona. We'll see. I
Okay.
was originally going to go for a company called Misty Mountain Pro. They canceled their show. However, travel has already been arranged, so we're looking at alternatives right now. Um,
Oh.
because they can't get a refund on the flight. So
Oh, so you get a flight anyway. You
Yeah.
gotta travel
So
down. Is it
might as well go down, basically.
where is it in Arizona?
Yeah, so I'm flying down to Phoenix, but the shows that are going on right now are in Tucson. So that's where I'd be heading.
So how long of a drive is that? Is that like 4 hours?
From a flight, I think it's 2 hours.
Oh,
Driving the Tucson's 11 hours.
or from driving from Phoenix to Tucson.
Oh no, that's like 2 hours.
2 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad then. So then someone's gonna come pick you up?
That's the part we're arranging. That's the part that's getting complicated is having because I think they're just booking Tucson talent. I don't think they have any Phoenix talent, and that's the hard part right now.
Oh. Yeah. So then, yeah, that's okay. So you were booked on a Phoenix show, but then the Phoenix show backed out.
It was still a
Or
Tucson show. It's just better to get to Phoenix than it is to Tucson.
okay, as far as cost.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're already driving and shit, may as well go. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That sounds like a pretty good deal. I mean, you're getting flown out, so how much can you really fucking complain? And
It's
you
true.
get a trip down to Phoenix. If I mean, if
Yeah, in this weather, I don't know if that's a great thing though. That's
yeah,
probably why it's so cheap because it's fucking melting over there.
that's
Like
true.
it's
Yeah,
bad
just
here right now. I'm sure it's 10 times worse than Phoenix.
where?
I'm sure it's 10 times worse in Arizona than it is here in Utah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's fucking 100 here. So,
Oh, it's
but
devastating. So I'm
yeah, I
allergic
mean,
to the sun, so like I'm already like I'm having blisters and stuff from it. It's not fun times.
oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is it? It's not an outdoor show, is it?
I don't
Or you?
know. I have no idea. I actually really don't. And a lot of the times, like that's the fun part about indie shows is sometimes I just don't know. Um, which is kind of funny. Misty Mountain had a solid venue. I don't know what this company has or how it looks like. But I believe it might be outdoors, but I don't actually know. Relentless this last time was supposed to be outdoors, but it ended up being indoors. Not sure why. Uh, so that's just the fun of wrestling. Sometimes you don't know what it's gonna look like, especially if a show's having its inaugural show. Like you don't know if it's indoors, outdoors. You don't know what the venue's gonna look like, and I love that part about wrestling is uh, just how you can turn pretty much any venue, any place. You just put a ring in it, and people will get creative with it and make it look fancy. Some people just don't give a shit, put a ring out and hope for the best, which I actually don't hate.
Um. So then, what was the weirdest place you've had a wrestle?
Like the weirdest place I've seen a ring at, I don't
Yeah.
know. I have a lot of different stories. There was a barn in Wyoming that I wrestled at. Uh, One of the first shows I ever refereed at before I started wrestling was also in a barn. Um, Funny enough, but it packed a lot of people. It was pretty cool. Uh, I have less. I have less interesting stories about where a ring is stored because it could be in the brewery. It could even be in the backyard. I don't really care. The more interesting stories I have is where I've changed. So, one of the more interesting ones was we used to in Vegas. There was this place that wrestled at a race car track, and we would change on a bus that was parked right next to the track. It was like a shuttle bus that would advertise. Funny enough, me and my friend also slept on that bus without nobody knowing because they didn't lock it and we didn't like we were early on, we didn't like have a lot of money, so we just slept in the shuttle bus and no one knew. But we would also change on this shuttle bus for wrestling shows. In Wyoming, we all changed in the kitchen that was probably the size of just a regular bedroom. Um, that was super tiny. The there's When we would go indoors, so SAPW in Idaho. They run in a cruisers bar. You were there. Uh, they have a room when we did indoor shows. They had a room that was literally the size of a walk-in closet, and that's where we would all change. So it's very normal for me to dress in very uncomfortable positions. Sometimes I'll change in a car too. Like if I'm late to a show, I will just change in the car on the way to the show because I'm running out of time. And as soon as I get there, I want to get right into business.
Right.
Um,
And then
it,
there's the one up in Bremerton, the where you're changing at behind the meat counter
oh
up
yeah, yeah, yeah. You've been there?
yeah.
I love that spot. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That
want to
is
still outside.
actually no, you just won because that is the strangest place I've ever seen a ring. Is in the middle of a Mexican restaurant. I love that place.
Yeah, that was an interesting fucking day. I only went there one time, but yeah, I
I've,
never
I've gone there a couple times. It's crazy in there.
yeah. So I mean, so you then that's a big drive, man. Like you being in Utah, you do a lot of hours on the road.
Yeah, Utah has the great privilege of being secluded from everywhere else. The closest drives you're gonna get is Vegas. Denver is a close second. Um, I've been lucky enough to have a Cedar City show recent, like 2 years ago. That was
Where
pretty
is
cool.
that?
That used to be it's a defunct company now. The ring
Where's
was
Cedar
sold
City?
and then resold. Cedar City's like 4 or 5 hours from here. 4 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
Like
still
close.
so that's close. I mean, yeah, 4 or 5 hours when Vegas is 6 and Denver's 8.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like the East Coast, or not even like Washington or Portland or Vegas or Cali, where there's a town literally 1 hour over. Here we're very secluded, and it makes things very interesting. And I've noticed that, like in the East Coast, you'll see a lot of people that travel interstate and wrestle every weekend out of state somewhere. That's very common over here there, whereas over here it's not as common. In Utah, we have maybe 2, 3 active carloads, maybe less, that actively go out of state and actively get booked out of state. It's not very common for us.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty hard to fucking do that when you got to drive just that far. I mean, there's the transportation cost for that is I mean, may as well get a full car in there or I mean, yeah, or you get fucking I don't know, man. That's yeah, such a long way. I mean, like in from Portland, it was uh like maybe 6 hours up to Vancouver, two to or I don't know, 2.5 to Seattle. And yeah, maybe three if you're driving pretty slow, but or stuck in traffic. But still, I mean that's not bad. Or going to Eugene is not even maybe 2 hours.
Not that
And
bad. That drive from Portland, from Spokane to Portland, is one of the more exhausting ones.
I don't know why. Or even just from Spokane to the main area in Washington. I don't know why I hate those drives, but they are some of the most exhausting drives I've ever gone through. I don't get it because even if I go to like Seattle through Richland, that's not that bad. But for whatever reason, just driving from Spokane's windy ass roads and going through the pass to get to the other side, super exhausting.
oh yeah, yeah, I forgot all about yeah. You have to go over a pass. Like I don't know why I didn't remember that, but so then I mean if you're going to what's from Spokane to Seattle, it's just one road, but uh yeah, that's kind of a bitch of a road though. That's
Definitely.
4 hours to Seattle, and but then like, what's that?
I think so. I think it was like four. I think it's like 4 hours from Spokane to like Seattle, maybe a little longer.
Yeah, and then to Spokane to Portland, so 7 hours or so. I mean,
Right.
it's a lot of fucking miles, man. Like, need to get sponsored by a car company.
I'm tired.
Yeah, man. Like, because I mean, we did a shitload of driving.
Yeah, we
Um,
did.
I mean, went whatever 10, 11 hours to spoke from Utah to Spokane, and then luckily that second show was only half hour away in Idaho, and then 7 hours to Portland, and then yeah, going back. I mean, like I just finally came back yesterday.
I noticed you were gone for the full 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah, 2 weeks, and I was like, okay, well,
You
if
just
I
got
go
back
back,
yesterday?
yeah, I got back yesterday morning. I took the
Oh shit.
Greyhound from Bend,
I thought you
but
came back Tuesday.
I did. I was going to, but then I was like, "Oh, I'll stay another day." But
The
yeah, man,
fucking Greyhound.
yeah, well, I've taken the Greyhound from Portland to Spokane. Or no, from Spokane to Portland. I think I took the train out there, but I took it back from there. But yeah, man, this was a long one. This was like 14 hours, 15 hours or something. But yeah, a few different buses, but I don't know. I didn't feel like flying. Flying got so I would have had to go and take a thing back to Portland, take a shuttle from Bend back to Portland and then fly out of there. I could have flown out of Redmond, but shit got expensive and I was like, well, I'm not in
Well,
a super rush.
yeah, no, that's I've taken Greyhound like recently too. Because I had to do a crazy loop from Salem to Portland to Richland, and that got intense. Greyhound's always a very fucking interesting experience for me, and I'm sure for anyone because crazy people take Greyhound. I don't get it.
I mean, that makes us crazy.
Yeah, a little. For example, like the first Greyhound I took by myself, someone sitting behind me, and he's going off on the phone with what I assume was his girlfriend, and he's just going off. Why is he not keeping my name out of his mouth? He better keep my fucking name out of his fucking mouth. I'm gonna fuck him up. That motherfucker shouldn't be fucking talking about me at all. And he's going off and off. And he hangs up and he starts calling the presumed person who won't keep the dude's name out of his mouth. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You better keep my motherfucking name out of your mouth, or you ain't gonna like the consequences. You better keep my name out of your fucking mouth. I don't care if you're my dad. He was screaming at his dad. One of the more interesting ones. And then the last time, oh my god, someone just ruined the bathroom completely, and so the entire bus was already stopped. Um, they had to leave a couple people behind. So had I been in the back of the line, I would have been left behind. And then like just the entire bus stunk. Luckily, that part was only like an hour, but it was the longest hour of my fucking life.
Because the toilet on there is like a porta potty toilet. It doesn't flush. It's just like I open it up. I wanted to take a piss on it. And dude, like some flies flew out of it, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. Like, I don't. It's fucking weird.
it was just
They
all over
really
the place. It wasn't
discourage.
even like had it been inside the toilet, I'm sure it would have been fine, but it wasn't. It was all over the bathroom, I guess. I didn't go
Oh,
look. I didn't want to look.
yeah. I mean,
That
you can
person's
take
back.
someone's word for it.
Yeah, I already could smell it. I wasn't gonna fucking go back there.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone says there's shit all over the bathroom, it's like, okay, I believe you. I don't. I don't want to go check it out. Like, okay, yeah. I don't think you're gonna lie about it. I can smell it. So
Oh my god. And this I have story upon story. One time there was this dude smoking weed in the back of the bus, so the bus driver like pulled over and kicked him off the bus. That was fucking intense. Um, like early on, I would say this was like 8 years ago. I was taking a Greyhound to Denver, and like cops stopped us halfway, and like they literally just took this guy off the bus to arrest him. That was fucking intense. Like I've
wow.
seen a lot of shit happen on Greyhound. And whenever I take it, I don't understand why I did it to myself.
It's like I need to drive or fly.
basically.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Luckily, I don't think it was ever more than a third of the way full, which was a big help. But I mean, yeah, if that thing's full, I can only imagine how chaotic it can be. But yeah, fuck that. I got lucky. I got lucky, but yeah, I don't know if I'll be traveling Greyhound again. And I heard that they may be, I don't think they're gonna go under, but I've heard that they've had some money issues since COVID. So, but maybe they'll start those bullet trains or some shit was what they really need to do. We need to get
Like in
that.
Japan,
Yeah,
like one side of the country to another. They have this bullet train in Europe that's like from France to somewhere. That only takes like 4 hours, and I'm just like, Jesus, and it doesn't even cost that much. It costs like $40. I was just like, what the fuck?
yeah. Dude, it's so
Yeah.
dumb that we don't have that here. But it's, I mean,
Capitalism.
yeah. I mean, going 200 and like, I don't know, 200, 250 miles per hour. It's, if you're looking out the window, it's kind of weird. But I don't know, man. It's definitely a nicer way to get around than going to the airport. And like, dude, that shit was so punctual too. It was just go, go, go. Everything was perfectly on time. Everything, I mean, you can't really, I don't know, you're not gonna really get stuck because you're on a track. So unless something is stuck on the track, you're gonna get slowed down. But other than that, man, it was worth it. I mean, like if they were talking about doing one along the West Coast, and I don't know if that's still in the works or not, doing one that was gonna go from, I think, yeah, just all along like I-5 basically from Vancouver to Tijuana, but I'm not really sure when that's supposed to go or if it's gonna go still. But yeah, man, it just not having to take a fucking plane everywhere, go to the
Yeah,
airport. Like, I mean, the airport is gonna add on however many hours, but at least two, probably anyway you go, anywhere you go. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just hop on the thing and, whatever, 250 miles per hour is totally fine. So, I mean, you can get, I don't know how far that would get you. I mean, how far is it? I mean, that would get you 250 miles from here would be, I don't know, that wouldn't be quite up to, I don't know. I don't know how many miles anything is, I guess. But
yeah.
it's a,
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not good at anything like geography, math. Nah,
yeah, just
I suck at
follow the
school.
road, man.
They got the Coast Starlight train that goes down the West Coast, goes from Seattle to Los Angeles.
And yeah, okay, yeah. So I think they were planning on making that into a bullet train or adding something to it or by making a new track or something. But I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's gonna. What's up?
it goes Frisco, Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles. So it goes those places, but it doesn't go past that at all. That's
Yeah,
all it
for
says.
like,
It's an Amtrak thing.
see, taking the train to go to Canada, you can only go so far. I forgot where it is. If you go to Bellingham, I think maybe, and then you have to take a bus to go over into Canada. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've done that one. I've taken the bus up to Bellingham, but I've yeah gotten a ride, but or the not the bus, the train. Or no, I took the Bolt bus. The Bolt bus is pretty cool too. That's like a step up from the Greyhound. It's like the Greyhound Deluxe Edition. But yeah, that was a good one. They got that goes from, I think, yeah, Portland up to Bellingham or some shit like that. It might go down too, but yeah, definitely need cheaper alternatives to this. Fuck, I don't know. I'm not a planner or a geographer or any of that shit. I'm just some dude that fucking rides along wherever, however the fuck we go. But No.
So hey,
So
you guys were talking about masks earlier. I thought it'd be better to wrestle in a mask. Because you
How
can, like,
so?
I don't know. I mean, some of the masks has you like your mouth covered to call spots, or be easier starting out. I mean, as far as starting out, I would say wearing a mask, I would think would be more positive. But later on
Maybe
down the road, it's not.
my first match was a battle royal, and I wore a mask. We called me Mextasy. Hilarious. And it wasn't fun. Any mask I've ever gotten or commissioned has been mouth closed. I'm very big on that. But not it isn't because it makes it easier to cause spots, because even now I don't find it all that difficult to do. For me it's definitely a I can't breathe kind of thing. I see your point as far as like, hey, maybe new guys should wear masks and stuff. I I think that defeats the purpose of what new guys need to learn, which I tell everyone is the shows are about the crowd. Um, there's very few masked wrestlers that really can connect with a crowd if they don't know how. If you start off with a mask and you're not connecting with that crowd, you're you're defeating the purpose of it, which is to learn. And one of the biggest things you have to learn is crowd, like crowd work. You have to learn that. So being masked up, not being able to sell, not being able to express the pain that you're going
Yeah,
through, not being able to get that sympathy from people, it takes away from it. I'm not discouraging people from wearing masks when they start, to each their own. It just I feel like it's very important to have that crowd interaction.
to see
you really
the
have to,
emotion on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you have to show your emotion through your body, and that's a whole different level of shit. I mean, like if you're a really shy person, maybe wrestling isn't the best thing for you. But I mean, I think if you're shy, wearing a mask to kind of get over that might be good. But you can also just get thrown right in and just hope for
Yeah,
the best. But
everyone's different. At the end of the day, everyone's different, so it's hard to say what works and what doesn't when there's been just so many different kinds of people going through. Um, I'm not a stereotypical wrestler. I short, fat, chubby, so I'm not your, I'm not directly from a wrestling like stereotype or anything like that. Um, and so what works for me is going to be different than what works for somebody else.
for sure.
yeah, yeah. And
Now,
I mean,
another one. This might be a stupid question because, like, say you're wrestling for 5, 6 years to 10 years, and you go to a new promotion. What is behind the promoters giving you a mask to wear if they don't want you using your character?
Uh
Is it just they
for
don't feel
me,
comfortable with you being your own character, or is
that that rarely happens. When you're an out of towner and someone's bringing you in, they're generally bringing you in because they know your work already. So for me, I don't get that. If they ask if I have a mask, uh, then I tell them, yeah, I do, and I show them my options. But at the end of the day, that's rarely happened. Usually, a mask thing will just be like, hey, someone else needs it. Um, but if you're a young kid and a promoter wants you to wear a mask, you kind of do it. Whereas me, if you're asking me to go to your state, your town, your city, you're generally asking for me because you already know my body of work. You already know who I am. You already know what I'm doing. So um, I haven't come across any situation like that. Luckily, I haven't. I've been asked once when I started the princess thing. I've only been asked once to not be a princess and to still be what I was known as a Zad and Reyes. That's only happened once, and that's because I also have a body of work before the princess stuff. So I'm already known prior to Princess Deathwish, and gladly I accepted because it's a really good promotion. So I was just like, yeah, I'll wrestle not as a princess. I'm cool with that. That doesn't mean the crowd doesn't know, and that
Yeah.
doesn't mean the crowd isn't going to call you a princess. That happened. It was amazing, but
Good for you
that's
then.
yeah,
That
it
they
was good
know
times
that,
a few years ago.
yeah, then the promoter's like, oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
Well, no, I was still booked as Ad and Ray as the show after that, but that's okay. I was okay with it.
yeah. I mean, because I mean, so was that the last time that you, or was that the last time you went by that before you switched fully over to
Yeah, the last
Princess
time I was
Deathwish?
at Reyes was in Prestige Wrestling. All three times I worked for them, I was at Reyes. He did switch, who I was up. There have been times where promoters will interpret what I do and try to change it up. With Prestige, I was a little more diva-ish, more sensual. With the help of Tom Lawler, who gave me the best fucking pose. He's like, "This is how you should pose," and then I did it. It was amazing.
He's a
Um,
cool fucking dude.
I love
Uh,
that guy.
yeah,
But there was an interpretation of my character. There was a change to it, and I think it worked. Every promoter has a different idea, and they'll pitch it and they'll work with you. And I think that was one of the funner times I had as Ad and Reyes was the end of it when he completely was like, you know what? I know you're this guy, but let's try this. Let's try something new. And I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it.
yeah, dude. So did you work him, or was we just someone in the back just shooting the shit with you and giving you advice?
Uh it was when he booked me. He's like, "Hey, I want to use you. This is how I want to use you." He was straightforward, no bullshitting. He was just like, "This is what I want to do." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Well, I meant Lawler.
Oh, Lawler? Yeah. I love that guy. I don't know, we were just chilling. He watched my first match at Prestige and he was like, "I fucking love his heel work." And I was like, "I love this guy." We were just talking shit and we smoked weed after the show. It was good times. And then fucking it was the next show where they were like, "Let's get a little more sensual with it." And I was like, "Okay." And I go up to Tom Lawler. I'm like, how are you hot? Like, what do you, I need to ask an attractive person. He's like, well, what does he want you to do? And I told him, he's like, oh, I got an idea. And Tom Lawler did this pose. I can't really show you right now, but it is amazing. It's just like bent over, start at your toes, so your back is facing hard cam. He reached up all across his body and then turned around and then looked at the camera sensually. Like he was pantomiming. This was backstage, but this is how he was explaining it to me while doing the motion. And I was just like, okay. I did it out there, and it was one of my most. I'm actually surprised I don't do it now as Princess Deathwish because it still works. It still
Yeah.
works for what I do. I just haven't. But Tom Lawler gave me that pose, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do it, and I did it, and it was amazing. It was one of my favorite wrestling moments, not just out in front of a crowd. It was one of my favorite moments with another wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool when, yeah, someone wants to help you, do something better and not being like more, more of a suggestion, like, and you can kind of do your own spin on it. But I mean, yeah, when someone actually gives a shit enough to be like, hey, what you're doing is cool, but uh here, let me throw this. If it works, it works. It's not just
Kind of.
like I
And
remember.
I would say the first part was more how I was told I was getting booked, whereas Tom Lawler was just shooting the shit with me. He was just like, you know what? It was just kind of an epiphany for him. And then he
Yeah, he
continued on. It was amazing.
um yeah, I mean, it would be cool. That'd be a good match if you can get booked with him. If someone can, any promoters out there wanting to book that shit, that could be a fun one to do. That'd be I don't know, but then yeah, I'm
One
not
of my favorite
always a.
pose. Like that's one
What's
of my
up?
favorite things. I'm still gonna do the pose. I love that thing.
You may as well, man, if it works. I mean, it's probably gonna work most places,
Yeah,
especially um I don't know where it wouldn't work, but I yeah, whatever works, man. Whatever works, you fucking do it, and you fucking go out there and I mean with wrestling, if you can't show your ass, I don't know why you're fucking doing that. I mean, you gotta be able to just let it go. You can't
That's
always
so
try to be cool.
that's so funny because my kid is in the other room singing "Let It Go," so it's just perfect timing.
So you
Yeah,
get to hear
I
that
had a
too.
hunch.
Mine do that as well.
Yeah,
Quite the
So you guys talked about rings earlier, being outside. You guys
yeah.
ever wrestled in like a scorching hot ring where it's just been hot, you
Oh
can't
my
touch the
god!
mat, lay down?
Literally, it just happened. I wrestled in San Diego. I want to say like 3 weeks ago now, and it was no, it was last month. Whatever. It was hot. I was
Yeah.
wrestling Eddie Isla's. It was 104 degrees outside. It was outside this Pacific Brewing or some shit. And the first match went, they came back, they were dying. And I was just like, oh, great. I set up like 3 water cups for me. So as soon as I got back, I would be ready to chug them. So I set those up and I'm like, here we go. We go out there and it is fucking miserable. And it gets to a point where like half the shit we wanted to do, I was just like, nope, we're just not. 104 degrees. I was dying. We were outside. Um, I don't know, California, man. It was San Diego specifically, but we got through it, and it was still a fun match. But I could not wait to be pinned fast enough. Like I was just waiting for the end. And I was just like, I'm dying. And as soon as it was over, like I got off the mat and like went backstage, and I was just like, nope, I need to drink water immediately. It was the worst.
I think it's very much a once you're done with the match, trying to like you almost have to no sell the fucking finish and just like
Yeah,
get right up.
you're
You're like,
trying to respect your opponent without having fucking heat stroke. This is the
yeah,
worst.
yeah. Or if you get down there and like I ended up in a match where that was outside and I ended up in some sort of it wasn't a camel clutch, but something like that. And I was just like, dude, fuck man, get the fuck off. Like I'm getting up. This is bullshit. Just
Yeah.
because the ring had been outside all day. And so I mean, yeah, it's just soaking all that shit up all day. And so yeah, that shit gets fucking hot. It's not fun. Like if I next time I do an outdoor match when the ring's that hot, I mean I would just go and maybe do a couple bumps, but have the finish be some sort of disqualification or count out or something. Just that, I wouldn't want to have it the other way. I wouldn't want to be, you know, okay, well, there's like 3 matches I've won, probably somewhere around there, but yeah, I know, yeah, the old my finishing move or maneuvers, looking up at the lights, but
Dude, I gotta be honest, I've had like 1,000 matches, and like
yeah,
I would say 80% of my matches I've lost. Like
yeah,
and I've still held like 30 fucking titles or some shit. Like I feel it, but I am just one of those people where it really does not matter if I win or lose, and people just do not remember that I lose. They don't.
yeah,
Like I have the worst record in Relentless Wrestling, and no one even knows that unless I say something.
which is pretty awesome. I
I
mean,
I think so too. I think that's quite an accomplishment because again, I tell everyone this. It's the secret. I say there's 2 secrets to wrestling. The first is one, Mississippi. Two, Mississippi. The second one is the show's about them. That's I would say, and there's people that disagree or have different takes on it. My take on it is the show's about them. They paid ticket. It's their show. They're the ones who are suspending their disbelief, and it's your job to give them that.
that's a good fucking point. Because I mean, without them, we wouldn't. I mean, there's been times where we've not not gotten paid or had shit where, but I mean, in reality, I mean, it's the fucking yeah, they're paying for our shit. So, and I mean, just like any other sales job or I mean anything, it's yeah, it's about what they want, and it's not as Joe Dirt says, it's not about what you want, it's about what the customer wants. It's not just because you like snakes and sparklers doesn't mean the fucking crowd likes snakes and sparklers. And I mean, yeah, you can go and do a million things that the crowd's not going to give a shit about, but I don't know. I mean, most crowds, not all crowds are alike, but I mean, being able to read the crowd enough is an important thing in wrestling.
I think one of the most important things for sure. Read the room, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's easy to have, do the coolest looking shit, but
Like
sometimes people just don't
we'll
fucking
use the
care.
last show as example. The one we did in Idaho. Like people aren't really gonna remember a majority of that match we had.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember a lady throwing soda at you or whatever, right? You're gonna remember that as one of your moments. You're gonna have tens of moments. You might even have hundreds of moments. That's just gonna be one of your stories. Where that lady, that might be the story she remembers for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Um, those are the things they're gonna remember the most. So that's your job.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, um, it's a lot easier, man, than fucking doing other shit too, if you can do it right. And I mean, like, I mean, everyone's gonna remember the guy out there with the headset on and fucking, how that, how much they want fucking hated him. Because I mean, most everywhere. Oh, I don't know, like, because I saw you wrestle in 3 different places, and pretty much from the matches I saw, I mean, you were the most over and the most, um, you know, interacted with the crowd the most.
Yeah.
And I mean, is yes, easy to fucking just get in your head and not care about the crowd at all and just thinking about the next spot or whatever. And um I mean that's why some people that spot out all their matches, it's hard, like how it just goes from I got this thing, you go from A to B. But then if the crowd's not with you from A to B and you're still going to C, the crowd's not fucking with you from B to C at all. And then you're still going. I mean, that's when you got to stop fucking calling audible and be like, hey, okay, crowd doesn't give a flying fuck about what we're doing right now. Let's include them in on this and give them something to feel rather than just watching us
Totally
with
get it.
no real rhyme or reason of why they're doing shit.
That makes sense.
Like, I mean, yeah, there was a reason people wanted to see you get your ass kicked each time. Like they're waiting for that. I mean, that's the fucking crescendo of the match. Like that's the big spot. Like once they see you get your ass kicked, it's like fuck that guy. And is good. I mean, that's what you're going for. And that's what people are gonna remember. They're not gonna remember someone doing uh the seventh person to be doing a dive to the outside. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's hard sometimes with some of those ones. I do like the shows more where there's more of a variety, where I mean, because I've had some matches or some shows where it's been um, like just as far as dives and shit, as nobody's doing dives, or you got a show where every match there's a dive, or um, but I also think that's something that should be done more in the back is kind of let everyone know, at least, yeah, with certain high spots in the match, to be able to let the other ones know, the other matches that are going on, don't do this shit because we're doing it. And, no one wants to see the same thing twice, or like you know, say there's you can't have two people or two matches in a show doing a dusty finish, or you know, some shit like that. Like you gotta space that shit out. You can't do the same thing over. And I mean,
Oh
what
yeah,
are the
no,
fans gonna
people
take
will
home?
notice. They'll
What's
definitely
up?
notice. People do notice that kind of thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at pay-per-views. Look at pay-per-views that sit there and just zone in on one kind of match, like Hell in a Cell, or you get a TNA with the six sides of steel, or
Yeah,
you got everything's hardcore, and ECW was using a weapon on every match, and everyone's using the table spot, and the main event table spot doesn't mean shit anymore.
I feel like ECW doesn't get enough credit for being
Oh, I'm an
diverse.
ECW junkie,
Because
but I
I
still
feel
point out
like
their
they were,
stuff.
I still feel like they were one of the most diverse promotions in its time. They still had,
Oh, for sure.
they, Paul Heyman definitely did try to, I think, expand everything. I think without Paul Heyman, I don't think the other styles would have progressed as fast as they did. I still think they would have. Eventually, WCW would have been like, you know what, we really want to do this. But um, it definitely propelled like lucha libre and technical wrestling in this
Oh,
country.
yeah.
I mean, when
Ray and
everyone,
Psychosis.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people just think of ECW was just hardcore shit and that's it. But I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot fucking more than that. And I mean, that's what made those.
It was a
Um,
cult, man. It was definitely a cult. If there was ever a cult following for something, it was ECW.
yeah, because I mean, there was something for everyone, and I
And
think
if you
that's
didn't
important.
like it, it's because you just didn't get it. And I mean, that's really what it boiled down
Didn't get
to.
it.
It's just that was it. I mean, I turned on ECW, not the crap that WWE put out, but the old stuff and the bingo halls and everyone's sweating, and man, it was different. I don't know why WCW and WWE. I mean, WWE definitely spun off of a lot of their shit, but they couldn't grasp it like Paul Heyman did and put it in front of people. It was crazy.
But, I mean, look how much um, fan interaction there was, and how invested each of those
Yeah,
fans were. I mean, those fans were fucking crazy. Like you
the
could,
Sandman entrance, man, would get everyone crazy.
yeah, and
Pretty
that's. I
intense.
mean, he didn't have to do shit the rest of the match. Like, I mean, who really remembers the Sandman match? But everyone remembers him coming out fucking with a cigarette, chugging beers, and then fucking smashing the shit on his head, and then probably hitting someone with a kendo stick during the match. And that's all you really need to know. And everyone fucking went crazy when you heard that first little bit of Metallica, dude. People just would go ape shit. And yeah, I mean that's it. He's got the fans the rest of the time. Doesn't have to do a damn thing. I mean, he was
Nope.
an all right wrestler as far as, you know, technical shit. He could, but he didn't really need to do much. He had his he had his thing. And I mean, in wrestling you have to have your thing. Like I mean, there's a million people, not a million, but I mean, there's hundreds of people that are so fucking close to the same thing. Like, and you know, not everyone can be I don't know, like so in comedy, you know, it was like, you know, don't try to be um Bill Hicks. Like or you know, in wrestling, everyone I don't know who a lot of people are trying to like who's someone that a lot of wrestlers you think are trying to imitate right now? Like who's someone that like
Right
Yeah.
now? Oof.
yeah,
Because back in the day, there was definitely Austin people would try to imitate
Yeah,
back
it's
in the
funny
day.
because last night I made a TikTok about this that I'll be posting at some point today. Um, but Austin was one where everyone was just like, "Yeah, let's go." Jeff Hardy was another that everyone was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's be Jeff Hardy." Right now, I can't think of who the current wrestler of that is. Honestly,
Because no one's trying to be like Roman. No one's trying to be like Brock, really. I mean, those are the top guys out there. And then,
yeah.
I don't know. No one's
But
trying to be like anyone. No one's got a new spin, I think, these days.
it's not even that. It's that I think everyone just has an idea of what a wrestler should be, and they just kind of follow that.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of people being themselves nowadays, and I think that's wrestling's very interesting nowadays because everyone's just being themselves. I think in the indie scene now, where you'll when you spot someone trying to just imitate, you can see it a mile away. Uh, and I think that's why indie wrestling is so interesting right now, is because everyone is trying to be just themselves and trying to expand on it. Um,
And that probably connects better with the crowd at this point than
yeah,
the
but there are
larger than life characters back in the day.
there's definitely people trying, there's definitely imitators, and then you'll definitely see it again from a mile away, when especially if you're in a locker room or if you do shows every single weekend, you're going to see those people who do imitations. But it's indie wrestling. Like, honestly, I take it seriously and I don't. And so a few weeks ago, we were setting up my coronation at Reactivate Championship Wrestling. I had won the title of the show before, and we were setting up this table with my crown, and we were setting up these titles across the ring, just kind of making it a show. And as we were setting it up, there's a line waiting outside, waiting to pay to get inside so that they can watch the show. And I literally just look around as we're all just setting up and messing around and waiting for these people to come in, and I'm just like, I feel like a child. Because we're literally setting up our make believe right now. We're setting up our make believe set. It's like, guys, it's gotta look perfect, but people are paying to watch it,
It's
and
true. You're putting on a show, so I mean,
and
yeah,
that.
it is that.
Oh, real quick, I just figured out what is imitated. I've seen like 20 Vikings. Like, it is insane. Um, but
Really? Oh
yeah,
shit!
like, I wrote a lot with Odwin the Viking, and then since then I've seen like 20 Viking characters. It's intense. And I'm not saying he didn't copy, because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of Vikings before him. But literally, before these people walk in, I'm just like, we are setting up our fucking imagination land, and these people are gonna pay money to see us do this. Like, this is fucking intense, guys.
That's
That's
important
cool
that,
though.
yeah, they're
So
paying the fucking money. They're wanting to come back. And whether for whatever reason it is, they want to come back. And I mean, that's something that I've seen some promoters do. But whoever they have that's working the ticket booth or whatever, whoever's taking tickets coming in, like asking who they want to see, like why they're here. And I think that's an important thing for promoters to know. Like, yeah, I'm here to see whatever. I'm here to see the the fucking dude wrestling a bear, or which I haven't seen for, I don't know. I've never seen someone wrestle a
I
bear.
want to wrestle a bear. However, I know in today's climate, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. Um, especially because animals do get treated like shit. So finding someone with a bear, with a humane bear, in an area where the state or local commission wouldn't give a shit, and making sure that the safety of a bear isn't, like, if I wrestle a bear, I don't want to die either. Obviously, I
Yeah,
don't want to hurt the bear. So there is so, like, that I would have loved to wrestle a bear, but I also know how impossible it's going to be to do that. So it's one of those pipe dreams I have.
yeah, man. But I don't know what. I mean, there's not really an equivalent to wrestling a bear. I mean,
It's not.
there should be, but I mean, that's, yeah, the bear is fucking pretty damn cool. And I mean, like those stories that I've heard of people wrestling bears, and that's legendary. And I mean, I don't know how many, but you can't do that. Like, you can't have a whole show of people wrestling a bear. And not, it's and like, yeah, same with the hardcore matches or stuff like that. Um, I mean, now it's a little different. Now you can it's kind of cool that you can, like, if you are like as you are, as Drexel is, which also there's going to be a match of you versus Drexel coming up here
I'm
for,
really excited about it. August 14th. Pretty hyped. going to be good times.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, like having something like that, you got two people who like that's what they do. But then I've been in some things like I've been in hardcore battle royals and shit like that. I think I've been in a few of those, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Why are we doing this? What's the reasoning behind it? I mean, there has to be a reason why you're doing everything, and some of those I couldn't find. But like if you're a deathmatch guy, you're doing that. Like that's what you do. Like, but
I
when
could
it's
death
just
match it.
yeah, just doing a bunch of hardcore shit just to do hardcore shit, and damn those matches, man. Um,
I love death matches. I like storytelling, and I don't really care if there's a ladder, if there's a syringe, barbed wire, or if it's just wrestling, a lucha, or a technical. I adapt, and I like doing everything. And I think it's very closed minded to think of wrestling as one way. I think everyone should be a little more open minded and be able to be able to adapt and work with other people who have different styles. I think that's what makes wrestling fun is the different styles that everyone has.
yeah.
Um, and I definitely like working the hardcore stuff. I love working the deathmatch stuff, but I also like working with lucha guys and doing lucha and showing that, hey, this small chubby guy can move. Surprise.
So when you're doing lucha matches, like what are you usually doing? Are you usually, I mean, are you the guy that's fucking flying around? Are you the guy that's fucking uh
I'm a good base, but I can fly around. Like
yeah.
I can hit a head scissors. I can hit arm drags. Which I did a beautiful one to Darwin Finch at Relentless. I loved it. Um, I can do the high flying stuff, but I'm a little slower, so I try not to go nuts.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you got to have a good base to be able to, for any of them to be able to do what they do. You can't, you can't like be flying around without a good base.
I agree.
So, I mean, that, yeah, that's just as important to seeing that, or, when, I don't know. And the dives to the outside are, it's tough. Like some of the times, like I have, I don't know. I wish there was a better way to do it for some of them. Some of the ones where it, especially because I mean, a lot of them you got to have a lot of people around, um, to be able to, be the base or catch them or whatever you want to say. But
I agree.
um, yeah, I wish there was a better way because sometimes it takes too long, and you got people, just doing this for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and
You
it
I
kind
get
of
it.
takes away from it. You sort of start to lose that suspension of disbelief when stuff takes too long. But with everything being slowed down and slowed down more, I don't know if that's one of the things that should be slowed down. um yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would be a better solution though. So that, I don't know. And I don't fucking I don't know. I don't think I've ever took a dive. I've jumped from the top rope into the ring, but I'm always, yeah, catching someone or whatever. But I don't know. There should be a better way to do it, but until I'm just talking shit because I can't think of a better way to do it anyway. So it's not much help, but there should be better ways to do it. Uh,
What are you drinking?
some fucking busy water shit.
He's drinking orphan tears.
Yeah,
That's how Rusty lives his life.
That's fucking awesome.
that's how I get my strength.
Oh, that's
3
great.
cups of orphan tears a day.
Oh, that's how the government gets their strength.
Well, you gotta, man. You gotta have a little bit of that, man. You get those
Dude,
orphan
that's right.
tears.
That's right. That's why Roe v. Wade was overturned, man. They need all those orphan tears.
Seriously, yeah.
That's right, man. If you don't have orphan tears, what are you gonna do? what kind of life are you living if you don't have bottles full of I can't say it, orphan tears.
Orphan tears.
Orphan tears, man. That's gonna be the new name of my drinks. I'll just write orphan tears on it. Get some nice labels and shit. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I'd say yeah, let's wrap her up here and
Awesome.
yeah, dude, thanks for coming on and
Thanks
so
for having me.
yeah, if you're gonna be um
I'm gonna be
be for
everywhere.
yeah, you just go on
I'm gonna
there.
be,
You
I'm gonna be in Tucson Saturday. I'm gonna be in Denver the 5th and 6th, I think. Uh I'm going to be in Richland, Washington, August 14th. Then the week after that I got Nebraska, I got Colorado Springs, and then I'm back in Utah for a lucha show. And then the last weekend of August, we got Portland. That'll be exciting.
yeah, 2 days. 2 days in Portland.
2 days in Portland. And there might be some Utah sprinkled here and there. I don't actually know. So I'll let you know.
And so yeah, so fucking search Princess Deathwish on whatever. You put it
On
into your
everything.
fucking and everything.
Yeah.
You got
TikTok,
you got the Facebook, you got
Instagram.
the
It's easy
Twitter,
to
the
find.
Instagram,
Easy to
the
find.
TikTok. That was the one I was looking for.
TikTok's my favorite sorry. Minor Twitch. I got everything. TikTok's my favorite platform right now. So yeah, look me up. Whoa.
Yeah, dude, TikTok. He's
TikTok's
Mr.
my favorite
TikTok
until
over
what
here.
Joe Rogan said the other day. Did you see that
What?
episode? Joe Rogan talking about TikTok and what they do. They
What
take
did they
all your
do?
files and all that stuff off your phone. They take everything.
Oh yeah,
What? How?
because they wanna they what they try to do is make a for you page for you. So they'll take everything. They even listen to you. Like iPhone
Yep.
has the feature where you don't do that. But if you're on an Android, TikTok's listening to you all the fucking time. But
Yeah.
there is a setting you can turn it off, I guess. I don't actually
Yeah, you got to go way back into the advanced settings so you can turn off your mic.
Yeah.
That
fucking
So,
for
like,
you page
as
is
I got it turned on right now, they can listen, and after this, I'll go back to my settings and turn it off. That's the way to go.
they
All
got
right,
some good
guys.
shit. But
Well, the reason I'm
they know
twitching
what
is
they
because I need to use the bathroom. So
perfect. All right. Well, we'll catch you on the flip here and thanks for being
thanks
on
for
in
having
here.
me. It's good times. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, day.
Hell yeah.
Later.
We'll talk to you later, bud.
Bye.
Okay, cool. So all right, then got him out. We can
Well,
fucking
it's cool because I
wrap
got
her
two
up.
questions out the way, which was nice. I've always wondered about the mask thing. Some people like it, some people don't. And then the hot
I,
rings. I've always wanted
the
to
what?
ask about the hot rings ever since Lex Luger and the Intrepid incident.
Oh, dude. Yeah, man, dude. Both of those things, I will do whatever to not have either of those, to not fucking wrestle
Yeah,
under a
fuck
mask or
that.
wrestle in the hot sun. Or if it's a match in the hot sun, put some shit down over the mat when you're not wrestling. Put something
Don't
to
put
cover
water
it.
on it. Do not put
Yeah,
water on it.
yeah,
Fucking
dude, because
worst thing
that
you can do.
shit fucking just bakes.
That was a
Um,
lot of fun. That was definitely a lot of fun. Um,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was cool, dude. Like I like hearing about the Greyhound experiences, even though it's kind of gross, but it's what goes on in those damn things. Um, I say we do a show sooner than later for another show coming up. So we
sure.
can
Yeah,
jam a
I'm
weekend show in or a show sooner than next Tuesday, maybe. I don't know, somewhere in there.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty flexible right now, as far as shit goes, and I'm not doing any shows, I guess, until I think I just booked on the 13th and then at the end of August. But you should come on out at the end of August, man. You know, we got the Saturday show is gonna be like a comedy one, and then yeah, Sunday is a regular one, and I guess they're doing pretty well now, man. But yeah, if you can get out there to fucking no po, Should come
No-po.
on by.
I gotta step over all the homeless people to get out there.
Yeah, you sure do. Dude,
A
man,
lot.
where was I? I don't know.
So
I didn't catch it too bad where I was. I mean, except I take that back. So I had to go to the airport to get on my shuttle from Portland to Bend, and I was staying over on near Mall 205, and so it's like fuck what or I don't know, maybe Stark or Washington, one of those streets. And you go north a tiny bit, and there's the entrance to the whatever it's the 205 like pedestrian
yeah,
path. And okay, so I
it's
like
littered.
yeah, like I go up there. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go do that. I'm gonna walk to the airport. It was like I had time, and it was probably take a couple hours to get over there. And I get to I get to the thing, and like I'm carrying my fucking rolling stripper bag, and if I didn't have that, I'd probably go. But I go up there and I see just a bunch of shit, like a bunch of tents and fucking litter shit all over the place, and I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking going this way. So I went back down to go and went and hopped on the fucking on the Max. Took the Max out to the airport. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this shit. I'm not dealing with that today. So yeah. So good to stay the fuck out. And but yeah,
Nasty
I didn't go
fucking Portland.
downtown. You what?
It's a nasty fucking Portland.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah. At least we'll wash our asses this week. They
yeah,
don't.
everyone wash your ass, especially if you're going on the bus.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, wash
It's
your ass,
fucking
wash your
gross.
balls, or
And then
whatever
yeah, we'll be
shit you have
back with
between
some
your legs.
news, some all kinds of crazy shit. We'll get caught up with the whole Vince crap going on. We'll even talk about the Drexel Kid Bandit match next show. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Um, we'll talk about your you can add on to parts of your travels on the next show. What else do I got? Oh, we have to talk about the PG to TV 14 bullshit going on. What we
What
all think
interesting
about that.
timing.
Yeah. So it's kind of all weird, and it's also interesting timing because it was just a day before, what is it, 30, 40 years later, or 28 years later, almost to the day from his court trial beating the government on steroids that he retired.
Yeah. And like I did when the gloves come off last night, I was doing that and we were talking about it a little bit. And I mean, dude, it's like there's got to be something way more that happened because I mean, like I don't know, just to briefly touch on it, like what he did was not illegal at all. It wasn't super ethical, but I mean, there was nothing that he did that was,
There's a
you
bunch of
know,
money missing now, though.
a bunch more.
$14.2 million is missing.
So okay, but it was his money. I mean, like he didn't. Was it because he didn't
Stockholders'
go and
money.
mention it to the board or
Yes.
disclose it?
Got some prostitutes. Need $14.2 million.
Yeah,
You know,
it ain't too bad, man. It's but I mean, yeah, I think he did something way worse that they caught him on because I mean, it was like they found something. They're like, okay, well, let's say this so people and you retire.
McMahon
Air quotes
Island.
right here. You retire, and
Yeah.
we'll try to make this go away as much as possible. But dude, he's still gonna be running all the shit. It's just fucking for the show, or not for the show, but for as a their publicist or whatever. It's like, dude, you should probably just you know s- say you're stepping away, just so they can push you can't push woke shit with that going on with Vince being the main figure of in the
No.
face of WWE. So he'll probably just be behind the scenes now.
Something like that.
He's not going to die. He's not going to die for
Not yet.
fucking. Dude, he's going to outlive both of us. I have a feeling.
That's fucked up. That means I could die tomorrow.
I think I'm saying more like he's going to live to be way too old.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't
Well,
know,
shit.
man. Yeah.
Everyone take care of yourselves
Yeah.
and take
And
care of
I'm going to
others.
actually get this one on YouTube because I don't think we talked about anything that
No,
would get us fucking kicked off. So
no, we did not.
I'll upload it there and I'll upload this podcast and then I'll
Sweet. We should get an Instagram page or something going for the podcast as well.
yeah.
Maybe
We
a
can fucking
Twitter or
do that.
something.
I'm
Whatever one's
terrible at
popping.
fucking doing any
I'm bad
social
at all that
media
shit.
stuff. I wish I had someone that would just who loves doing that shit.
We can probably
But
find someone along the way.
yeah. So if anyone out there is like, hey, I love social media, hit us up because we
Yeah,
could use you.
we need a Jamie. That's what we need.
We do. We need a fucking Jamie. So you're a Jamie or a Jaime or whatever you may be. I don't fucking know. But we could use you. So yeah, don't be a shit fuck. And
Yep.
so
Don't be a dickhead or an asshole.
yeah,
And with that,
I'm Rusty.
and I'm G. Yeah, that's me. And we'll see you sooner than later, folks. Love you.